Doesn't work anyway. Yo, it's me, it's the SCOTT, and I'm back with you today to give you my review of the 1992 film Encino Man, starring Sean Astin, Brendan Fraser, Pauly Shore, and is directed by Les Mayfield. Alright. Second time I had to do the intro because I didn't check to see what year it came out in. Alright, I've always loved this movie. Man. They used to play it on ABC like all the time growing up. To be honest, if you want a movie to watch on a Saturday night where you just put it on and relax, have fun, there's one for you. So the story is that Dave and his friend Stoney, Dave is digging a pool in his backyard, and he just so happens to come across a nice frozen caveman, which thaws out and becomes Brendan Fraser, which they name Linkomovich Chamovsky, or Link, or Linkage for short. As you can see, he's modeled after Stoney here, hair and clothes and stuff. And they try to adapt him to the 1990s society. But there's problems with that, as Stoney is doing it because he wants to help Link adapt to society. Dave is only doing it so he can be cool. And I think the lesson that Dave's supposed to learn throughout the film is that you don't have to do things just to be cool, just be yourself. And they try to make it look like he learns his lesson, but it's just kind of... The ending of this film happens so fast, and it's there. And I always forget that it happens this way. I'm like, because every time I watch this, I'm like, how does it end again? And then when it happens, I'm like, oh yeah. I always forget. It's not a forgettable ending by any means. It's just so out of nowhere that you don't think about it ending like that. So the movie is mostly about a caveman adapting to 90s society, hijinks, stuff like that. They go to like Six Flags or whatever the amusement park was they go to. Stoney teaches him about the food group. He eats a fly. Meat group. And there's a bully in this movie because it's a 90s movie. You need a bully. His name is Matt. He's played by David DeLuise? No. Peter DeLuise. Doesn't say. I think it's actually Michael DeLuise. If it's the one I'm thinking of, well, Peter DeLuise was also on 21 Jump Street, but Michael DeLuise was in the 5th season of 21 Jump Street for a while there, until he was Joey, and they wrote him out. Here he's a bully, and he looks like 30 years old playing a high school student. I don't think he was, but here's the thing with Peter DeLuise. I think Michael DeLuise, he's bald now. If you see him, he's got big bald spots. So maybe he just aged faster. I don't know, but he looks. Pauly Shore playing a high school student. It's a little out of, But the only one I think fits to be a high school student in this movie is Sean Astin. Sean Astin in '92 would have been about, I don't know, early 20s at least. You know what I mean? But yeah, this movie is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna go beat for beat, but I do like the comedy they put in this. Where it's basic comedy where it's basically, oh, he's a caveman, so he's gotta learn, act like he's human, and they masquerade him as a foreign exchange student named Linkomovich Chakovsky from Estonia. Now, when I first watched this when I was a kid, I thought Estonia was a made-up place. Because I thought, because he looks at Stony and he says, Estonia. So I thought he makes it up and then just went with it. But no, Estonia is actually a real place. I had a teacher that went there. So, yeah, you know, the character of Matt serves as the foil for our characters. And his arc is the bully. He's the bully. You know, he's your standard bully in a 90s film. But, so, I'm trying to understand the character of Matt here, because he's a bully. Plain and simple. And then, like, he punches Link in the face, and, okay, that's one thing that I always kind of am confused about. He's a fucking caveman. He says cavemen are past, and Sony's like, well, cavemen are pacifists. No, they weren't. They were vicious. Vicious. Have you heard stories about cavemen? They would be absolute animals. They wouldn't be well behaved. They wouldn't be pacifists. Every time that happens, I think he's gonna freak out on him, but he ends up just like, wait, why isn't he thrashing him? Because he comes out like he's gonna help Dave, and when he punches him when Matt punches him in the face, it's just, man, would you quit with when Matt punches him in the face, he just walks away. And then that's when Robin breaks up with him, basically. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to review this movie, actually, a little bit, but I'm going to do my best. Through the Heart. It's my list from Tales from the Crypt. Dig that cat. He's real gone. But, yeah. And of course, the whole thing is that Dave is using him to get popular. And, so, this is a 90s film. So there's that 90s thing where there's an arc in the film for our character. And in 90s, when you have friends that are together, like this was maybe in the 80s, I think, friends are together in the film, and then there's a part where they have to break up so they can come together at the end and face off at the big baddie or whatever. And I just don't like how they handle it in this film. Like, so they go to this Mexican restaurant in LA, and they, dance around, party around and stuff. The cops come, and David and Link are arrested. And Stoney's drunk, so Robin takes Stoney out, gets Stoney out of there, and because he was doing tequila. Yeah, and then he uses, David has one phone call and he uses it to ask Robin to prom. And she says she would rather go with Link. Well, because Dave's all about getting popular and getting with Robin, he sees this as his plan has failed, so he's just done. And he plans on leaving Link in the middle of nowhere to live in the woods because he's a caveman. He's not an animal you can return to the wild. He's a human being. Sure, he could survive in the woods. He's a caveman, sure, but I don't know how well that would work. And he's just going to leave him there. And then Stoney shows up. And they have an argument. And then they make up. And then Matt is in his own little side quest to figure out the truth. And he finds out that Link is a caveman. Now, first of all, he's suspicious that there's something going on with Link. Now, Matt, much like Dave, is doing this to save his popularity and get Robin back. So, it's the two opposite sides here. At this point in the film, Dave has become Matt. Because at this point, he's only been doing this to get Robin and become popular. He's become Matt, the person that he hates. I believe he ends up realizing this, and he lets Link go to the prom, but he stays behind. And then when they find out about the pictures, they show up, and Matt reveals to everyone that he's a caveman, that Link is a caveman, and they don't care. And while I kind of like that, it doesn't really make much of sense. Because Matt's whole plan is to get his popularity back. Now, I know this is a 90s film. We gotta have a big, happy ending, you know. Link comes in and headbutts Matt and hits him in an airplane spin. And then throws him into the concession table. And then Stoney pours a punch on his head and goes, "Shush!" But in real life, would it happen that way? No, it would not. Matt would it be a caveman? Take the caveman out of it. It's just that Link is someone who he's not, right? And he reveals that people would turn on Link. It wouldn't be, "Oh, hey, it's okay, we accept you." No, it would be, "No, fuck you, man. You lied to us." But he's a caveman. Oh, caveman, that's cool. There is one problem that I've thought of with this. So it's Robin's friend, played by Robin Tunney, that is initially hitting on Link, and she wants to be with Link and that and stuff like that. But then out of nowhere, because of what happens in the Mexican bar, Robin wants to be with Link, and her friend just accepts that. Because then she's at the prom with a different guy. I don't know. And it doesn't matter anyway, because we have this ending, which to talk about. So, Dave's big thing is that he's going to become popular, and he wants to build the pool so everyone can come over for a pool party after prom. The pool's not done, but this has given him popularity, but apparently he doesn't care anymore, because he's got Robin now. Robin's whole thing with going with Link is because he's someone who doesn't care about popularity. He's just going to be himself. And I guess that's the point, but Dave's the main character. And I always find it weird that she didn't go, especially in a 90s film, it didn't end up with them going to prom together. Like, Dave's whole thing was that he wants to be popular, he wants Robin to take him, he wants to take Robin to the prom, he wants to have this party. He got his popularity even though now he says he doesn't need it. He's got Robin, but he didn't take her to the prom, and he got his pool party. His parents are going to be really pissed about. His dad, by the way, is played by Harry Mazur, or Richard Mazur. I'm sorry, I fused Harry Anderson and Richard Mazur together. It's Richard Mazur who's in this, and Stephen King's It, 1990, and My Girl 2. Yeah. So, okay, the ending. So they have their pool party, even though the pool's not finished, so they're just swimming in a hole in the ground. And Stoney and Link realize something else is going on. There's markings on the wall, similar to what Link did when he escaped. And they show you that it's a woman because there's also, as they say, Gonzaga marks. And they run upstairs, and she's in the bathtub. How? Because I've watched this a million times, watching it today. They open the door, and she's in the bathtub, and I go, how? She didn't know how to use a faucet. What? Like, because Link's thing is that when he came out, he's running around the house trying to make fire and putting markings on the walls. Normal caveman stuff. He didn't even think about cleaning himself up. But she's just in the bathtub with bubbles. And Link jumps in the water with her, and she just somehow recognizes Link. Which wouldn't make sense because he doesn't look like his character. He doesn't look like the caveman that he was. Long hair, beard. I guess she can recognize him. I don't know. But yeah, and then it ends with, Stony and Link showing, she's dressed in 90s fashion like Link is. And yeah, she dressed like a whore, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know, 90s fashion. I was a kid in the 90s, so I don't know about 90s teenage fashion. But yeah, this is 1992 when I was 5 years old. But yeah, and then it ends with one last kicker. Stoney shows up with sunglasses and goes, "I'll be back." Now, if they were hinting towards a sequel, maybe. There was a spin-off called Encino Man, but it had nothing to do with this, and it was a direct-to-TV movie for ABC. So I don't think it had anything to do with this. I've never seen it. Don't have any interest. But yeah, this movie's pretty good. I enjoy it every time I watch it, It's a classic. 90s classic. So I would check it out if I were you. I'm going to give it an 8 because there's some problems with it. I know it's not the perfect 90s film, but I enjoy it. So what are you guys' thoughts on Encino Man? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll be back. Actually, I will be back tomorrow with Flashback Fridays, which we'll be doing the classic 48 hours. And then next Thursday, we'll be doing another 48 hours, as that came out in 1990. I have no idea what next Friday is going to be, so we'll just look forward to that, okay? Okay, so, see you.